Hello and welcome to our webinar live class number 4, your website always updated. Thanks for taking the time to learn about the website module inside of ChurchDesk. My name is Benjamin Tam and I work in the customer support and I'm responsible for the onboarding. So I'm here to help you and assist you in any way possible. And let's have a look at the agenda. What are we going to look at today in this live class? We're gonna look at the general introduction. We're gonna have a look at the elements and the toolbox that we have. We have a look how we can add and edit blogs, calendar views, text, gallery views, and all of that fun stuff. We're gonna have a look at the toolbox and what can we do with it. And we're gonna have some time for a Q&A at the end. If the control panel from GoToWebinar is a little bit too big in your screen, you can click on that little yellow orange button and it will disappear. But you might want to be aware that here in the question box, you can always shoot me a question. Let me know if you have anything that I can help you with. If not, at the end of the webinar, I'll come back to that and answer all your questions. Fantastic. Then let's get straight to it. And we're gonna have a look at the elements and the toolbox. So if you are in your ChurchDesk, that's what you will see. You have your name here. Maybe you have watched the other 3 webinars already, so you're familiar with that. Just a quick recap, that's the Get Help button here on top. You can always send a message to support. You can give us a ring. You can sign up for more live classes, or you can read the guides. So if you click on guides, even on the homepage module, we wrote 21 articles. So you can just have a look here if there's anything from the webinar that you like to read up upon. Here we have our FAQs and all of that. So here's always some helpful stuff in there. So if you're here, you have your dashboard. Let's have a look at the homepage. First, we're gonna focus today on the toolbox, and then how do we create actually the content. So let's start with the toolbox. If you click on toolbox and then on change themes, here you can see all of our responsive designs, all of our themes that you can choose from. We recommend theme 6, 7, or 8 because the other one are older and they're not perfectly mobile friendly. And if we have any new update, they will just be shown on the new themes 6, 7, and 8. So here you can just choose your preferences. You can zoom in, have a look. Here we have a slideshow. That's the menu, you know, just the structure. Have a look at it and choose one of them. If you did that, you can click on Toolbox again and adjust the theme a little bit. We right now choose number 7. So here you can upload the logo, so that will always be shown here at the top left corner. You can get a little icon here that will always be shown on top here. So you can add that as well if you would like. Here under Toolbox and adjust theme, you can always also change the logo for your newsletter. So that's a setting where you can find it. All the newsletters that you send out in the people module with the newsletter logo can be changed here. If you have someone in your church that understands a lot about coding and customized and advanced CSS, that is the place where he can edit. So if you have someone who's familiar with that, who can add some special codes, that would be the place here. Great. If you then change your theme, you adjusted it, you can choose a color. So here in that case, we have that type of blue. You can choose any of the colors that you would like, and everything will be changed. You see here it takes around 30 seconds after you save it. Any changes that we will do now on the website, if you click on Toolbox and you refresh the website, it speeds up the process. So if you have any social media account that you would like to add, you can do that here. under Toolbox and social media. And here we just added our Facebook. You can use anything, Twitter, YouTube, whatever you have, and it will be shown down here. So if you just click on that one, it will go directly to the Facebook page. Great. Then we're going to talk about the menus in a second. We still have some settings here. So the site name, yeah, and now we have here My Church Live Classes. We can change that. You can add an official email address, contact information, suite address, all that stuff. Under Toolbox and Settings, you also have a search engine information, so you can add some keywords here, yeah, to be found easier on Google and such. So if you add the name of your city, your church, and some of the activities that you do, some keywords that people would type into Google, that will help you, and so you can reach more visibility. If you have watched the other webinars, for example, webinar live class number 3, we explain how to create blogs. And if you have blogs or calendar events, yeah, you can select here with that little box if you want the author to be shown, if visitors should see that or not. That's up to your preference. Great. So then let's have a look. Maybe before we go over to the create content button, we might just have a quick look on the top menu, footer menu, and the slideshow. So as you saw when we picked our theme under Toolbox theme, the first thing on the start page here is a slideshow. So you can see that here. Now we can select through the Toolbox slideshow what should be shown in here. So you can show events, you can show pictures, and you can show blogs. That are the 3 categories that you're able to implement into the slideshow. If you just browse here, yeah, I just take one of the pictures from the desktop. Great, a winter picture. I don't know why, but we want to show that, and I upload it. Then we want to. There we go. Classic. That picture can't be saved because it's too big. So be aware of the picture that you want to upload, that it has the right size. But through that upload link here, you can upload some pictures. Here you have the slideshow settings underneath. So you can select the time between the transitions in seconds. So we recommend something between 4 and 6 seconds. So it's not too slow that people see all the slides, but it's also not too fast, so people actually can get informed about what's happening. Number of slides, it's up to you. What do you want to put in there? We just, the maximum is 25, but I don't recommend you to use that many. If you save it, you will see if you go on home, that's our slideshow. So that one here, for example, this week's sermon is a blog, but we always want to have it in the slideshow. So when people go onto our website, they always find the latest, most relevant information. We also implemented here some events. So you see that's from the calendar. Yeah, next Friday, next Sunday, we have services, we have the pictures here. So that's the slideshow, and that's how you can edit. Just one quick one, just a little excursion. You don't need to follow me if you are in church. If you go onto groups, so if you leave the homepage and you go on blogs, yeah, group and then blogs, you can select here the status, published, yeah, on website. And if you click on actions and edit, you can select here that it should be shown in the slideshow. Yeah, so that's how you edit a blog. Just as a quick recap, how that worked. Great. Groups, blogs, edit, show in slideshow. Beautiful. Let's go back to the homepage. So the toolbox, you can select the top menu and the footer menu. So one is the top menu here. We recommend not more than 6 max of 7 buttons, and then you have the categories underneath. Here, activities, worship, live events. Think about what makes sense for you, what's most relevant, and here at the bottom you can see what's here. For example, contact. We could leave it up here. We could also put it at the footer menu. But how do we do that? We click on top menu. Then we're here in the main menu, and here are all the different links. So you have the main link, and then you have the sublink. Yeah. You can always swap them around. So if you say here under churches, I don't want to have Canterbury Cathedral at the first one, but I want to change it with St. Paul's. You can just drag and drop it. So you just click on it, and it's changed. Yeah. The system tells you you have a change made that you haven't saved yet, so you're aware you did something here and you haven't saved it yet. If there's something, for example, right now where you just say, for example, volunteering, yeah, that was a subcategory, but it's disabled at the moment. You see that here the box is not ticked because at the moment, with the current situation, we don't have any activities where we would need volunteers, so we can just disable it with one click. So you don't have to delete content or menu links. You can just leave them, disable them, and maybe activate them later again. So we can also create another one. Yeah, if we click on create, we say, okay, we want to create a new page. Then we can type something in here. For example, I'm just want to illustrate a test purpose. So we do something like here about us. Then we write here, this is who we are. And then you can just write whatever you would like. You can add pictures. Yeah, here you can add pictures. You can also add a link. So that's maybe interesting if you want to link to an external page, to a PDF document, to anything. I'm going to illustrate it to you. So if you go on to ChurchDesk.com. Okay, now I did the German selection. We do ChurchDesk.com. We copy the link, and here we say we want to insert a link, so we click on it, and here we can enter it. Here you have the choice now if you want it to be open in the same window or in a new window. So in the same window or open a new tab. Basically, that's what it is. So we recommend to open a new window, so people can always go back to your page where they left off. So I'm going to show you how that works now. You insert it, fantastic. And here you can also, yeah, just give it another name if you like. But then what happens if you click on it? I'm just gonna let it here. Yeah, let it sit here for a second. You can add different categories now. I'm gonna show you that on Create Content, what that is all about. You can add a blog, a calendar view, link cards. We're gonna look at that soon. But here is the button if you want to provide that as a menu link. If you click on it, it will show up here. And you can select, should it be a main menu point or should it be as a subcategory under, for example, contact. Yeah. Right now, to illustrate it, I'm going to do it as a main menu. If we save it, fantastic, we see it's here about us. Now we realize, hey, we have way too many menu points. We want to have about us under contact or vice versa. So then we just say, okay, maybe the about us. Okay, yeah. We do it this way. So we have the contact and about us. First we switch it like that, and then we go and say, we want to edit it. So we click on the menu point, edit it, and say, okay, contact should be under About Us. Then we save it, and we see now it's under About Us. So that's how you can play around with the different settings. What menu points do you want to have and which ones you don't want to have. That's for the top menu. One thing that you need to be aware of is that once you create a top menu point or a footer menu point, it always creates it twice, top and bottom. Yeah, that's a setting that a lot of people requested because they like to have it double. So when people are at the top of your page, they can select it, and when people are at the bottom of your page, they can select the same thing. Right now, I just realized Christmas is over. So let's have a look at the footer menu. And here we can say, okay, Christmas is over. Let's take it out. Let's disable it. And the point about us, we are actually fine to have it here. So people, if they want to contact us, if they want to know more about us, we have it here. So we just save it. And as you can see, the Christmas activity disappeared. Now we have just the most important things, or the things that are most relevant, where people would look for activities about us and worship. Great. So that's how you use top menu, slideshow, footer menu. If there are any questions, just let me know. If you now selected and created your main categories, yeah, you set that all up with the toolbox, top menu, you know what you want to do now. Now you want to fill that page, for example, that we created here with a little bit more life, yeah. So you can rather go and create content. So here's where you create a whole new blank page. That's what we just did earlier with that one here. And now I show you how you can add a link card, calendar view, block view, gallery view, text view. So that's where we left off. So here's the About Us. Here is the title. It always needs a title. That little page title you can hide. Yeah. So it's just at the top, but then it's not here. That's what you can select with the little box here. So you can add text, pictures, links. That's what I already showed you how to do that, the link, the pictures, or just any text. If you have it here, the upper half and bottom half, don't pay too much attention to that. That's a feature from the themes 1 to 5, where we had the sides right and left and up and down, upper and bottom part. That's not relevant anymore. No matter where you edit, it will be shown in the same order. So let's select and work with the upper half. Let's say we want to add a calendar view, and we want to add all services, yeah, or events and activities in the parish. Okay, upcoming events. So we select one of them and we save. And that's how you add the different features. So you can select, do I want the little link cards? Do I want a calendar? Do I want to add a block, or just plain text? And you can get creative there. If you have upcoming events, it takes information from your calendar. So it's important that you have all the relevant calendar entries selected as being visible publicly, and that you keep your calendar always up to date. So once you added the calendar view with that little pen here, you can click on it and you can fine tune it a little bit. So you can say how many events should be shown on that page. It always selects the most relevant ones that you can select, or yeah, the upcoming ones. So you can say, hey, show me always the next 3 events. If you enable the simple view, it shows it without a picture. The picture is taken from your calendar event. So if you added a picture, that will be shown. If you don't want it to show and you just want a simple calendar view, you tick the box here. Great. And here you can also select the time range. So select just a certain days ahead, or you can select the date range on yeah, the next visible calendar views. If you go further down, great, you save it. And now you see, we just have the next 3 calendar views, yeah, in one setting. That search engine here, that search part will always be there. So your visitors can actually select, hey, I just want to know what's happening next week, what's happening from next Friday onwards or whatever. So that will always be there. And you edit it with the pen. Great. If we then go back to our page, we are here and we say, okay, that's fantastic. Now we want to add a block. You go on your page again, the one that you just created, and you can say, okay, I want to add a block view. So you want to have the block view, latest news from the page. Also here, be aware, all your blogs, calendar, entries, everything needs to be visible publicly in order to be shown on the website. You save it. Now you see, first we had a little information about us. We can add a link. Now you have the calendar, and now you have the blogs. Here's also that we need to keep those up to date. So here we say, okay, number of blogs shown. We just want always 1 to be shown. Then we save it. So we always just have 1 blog to be shown here, and here I can select the other ones. If I now want the blogs to be shown above the calendar, you go on edit. You go into the menus here, and it's just the same thing. Drag and drop the blog view above the calendar. Save it. And now it's shown this way. Great. You click on edit. And now we can add something more. So you click on link cards, for example. Yeah, fantastic. Our activities, you can have them as a link card. You save them. And now you have them here. So that are your activities. Let's pray together. We can take the pen, select color, select the number of link cards. Yeah, let's say now we want more, we want 6. And you can always change the name. Here's the header. So you can just, yeah, let's do this. Oh, we do like to pray together, but online. Great. Then you have a description and it links here to your link cards. Great. So now we save it to see how it looks. You can always just, yeah, try it out, yeah, test. Oh, great. Now it's called Let's Pray Together Online. Fantastic. You can also bake together. And through the pen, you always edit it. Great. So now we say, yeah, we want just 3 link cards again. And that's it. Cool. The link, what I showed you earlier, was a new window. That's when you click on it, that it opens a new window. And when people are done reading here, they can come back to your page exactly where they left off. So that's why if you add a link, select open in a new window. Great. So that's basically it. That is the toolbox. We had a look on how to select the theme, how to adjust it, how to color it, how to add our social media. We looked at the settings, the top menu, footer menu, slideshow, and I showed you how to create a new page. Yeah, a link card, calendar views, blog views. Maybe I show you quickly the text view as well. Maybe go on the page that we were creating anyway and just edit that one here. We click on edit, and here upper half we add something else, and that's called a text view. So here you can just select one, online services, you save it. And here you can then add videos or anything you like. So if you click on the little pen, you basically just get the body, it's empty. With iframe, you can add links or you can add a video, whatever you prefer. So that's, I show you that one more time. You can create a new page. And then if you leave it, it's just the body here. If you just have a lot of text, information, contact lists, anything like that, where you have a lot of text, that one you want to create just as a text view. Great. Are there any questions regarding those features, the toolbox, and create content? I'm gonna have a look. If you have any, don't hesitate to type them in. Right now there are none. So I hope that was all pretty clear. You can always click on your logo and you end up on the start page where we have the slideshow. We covered that. So that's everything from my side, all that I can show you when it comes to the website. The toolbox is your friend. Here you can select everything and you can create the blog, calendar view, link cards, and the text view. If there's anything unclear, you can always read up on it in our guides, or you can just shoot me a message. I appreciate your time. Thanks for joining the webinar, and good luck working with ChurchDesk and creating your own homepage.